Now I would like to. I'm creating the medical app. It is a medical REST API for the health insurance process. I would like I would like to automate this health insurance process with the AI. I'm using the fast API, and also in that fast API, it will consume the Azure AI related computes like OpenAI, Foundry project, Azure AI search, vector database for the Cosmos DB, and prompt flows, consuming the prompt flows and executes the prompt flows and executes the agents and apply the land graph for the workflow, custom workflow, and he created the agents here to consume the OpenAI. We all cover this process and developing by using the Copilot Studio. It's called a vibe coding. We'll see. Now I have created the basic medical app and the API and also documents related to this. Here I use the API. Here the medical app is the app which we are medical API app is the application. In that we have a API. Now I'm going to start working on this folder structure. Just I need to analysis. It's not a kind of what blindly charting with the Copilot Studio and getting the results. So we, because it's a very we'll initially we'll get the results, but it won't helpful for the enterprise process and implementation, development and deployment, and further final fruit. So we'll have to take care, and we'll have a good amount of knowledge in the end to end, like user interface development, like data layer and big data process, and optimize Azure processes, and knowledge on AI and ML. So all these are required nowadays. So because we do not need to write a code, but we need more knowledge to take the decision making is the most important here. So we need to analyze the project structure and all those things. Yes. So now we are each endpoint, like I have created the first HR module. HR module have a different endpoints, like you can chart with the HR and analytics, which are the analytics are required. HR can use this, and whichever the user can chart with the HR, or employee can chart with the HR, we can say, and other IT departments or whoever is can chart with the HR. So this is the endpoint. And the documents, in the HR also required some documents, and other employees also required the documents, and whoever is the recruitment and resume and resume process related documents, organizational documents, which are not public and private, those we will take care based on the authorization and authentication and publicly how we can accommodate. That is a different case. Now in the case of employee, whoever is, as I mentioned, like whoever the employee, that those we can chart with the HR details. Who has even HR can also go with the employee details, and regarding those. So now in the case of onboarding details which are required, then this endpoint we will use, and policies related details we will use this policy endpoint, and recruitment endpoint, and router and search. These are all endpoints are required related to the HR module. Any organization, even the insurance and any transportation, any organization, any domain, you require an HR process. So we'll go with the HR module initially. Then now in each process, like we have a search.py, and I'm about to implement the what I can see, import fast API router. This API router we will use for the route this endpoint, to route this endpoint. The same API router we will use in the main.py page. So there Python file, there we will how to use this, the route configuration, those we will see. And here each, now it is a medical endpoint, and this is related to the employee endpoint. We will implement the logic, but each endpoint initially will set the it's a kind of a this endpoint is available. So that's the reason, just we need to take care about this. And it's not a going implement using the vibe coding is not a kind of a do whatever the information we take from the AI, and using the copilot, and those copilot directly we will implement. It's not like that. We'll have to take care about, but this is useful for what I can say is, as I'm expertise in the case of the AI and Terraform's DevOps process and end-to-end processes, I know, so that it is easy to implement very fastly. That is the only purpose we need to use the vibe coding to speed up the implementation process, kind of a POCs or whichever it is. But my expertise is very helpful to what to take care, what not to take care, and which needs to avoid. Those are all required. See here, this is a router pipe file which is under the HR module. Each module will create a router file, and those router file we will have a base router file. From there we will make a associated connection between the module wise router to the main router to segregate the details. It is the best way to segregate the optimize the process.